When you came to our inner circle investment group, did you knew anything about real estate investing?
I did not know anything about real estate investing. I had a house and I rented it when I moved from North Carolina down to Florida, but I left it with a property management company, and it was not a professional property management company. And after holding that property for almost 10 years, when I ended up selling it after all the rehab I had to do on it, I think I made $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. Would that be your first deal?
I don't consider that my first deal because I didn't do anything behind it. It was more like I got relocated for my job. Okay. So instead of letting that go right away, I held on to it for a few years before I let it go.
That was, how was your first deal?
So my first major fix and flip that I'll talk about, I purchased it for $80,000, and the reason I purchased it for $80,000, it was on a reverse mortgage for $70,000, and I gave the owner $10,000 on top of that, and that house was worth about $350. We put about $40,000 into it and ended up making about $172,000 off of that project.
So what was the challenge that you had with this particular deal?
So the challenges that I found on that first deal by myself was, I already had some contractors, but making sure that I had the right contractors, making sure that I was doing everything, make sure everything was on that line item, to actually inspect it, make sure that they didn't forget a bunch of little stuff that ends up adding up to quite a bit of stuff, like door handles, door hinges, stuff you don't think about that just adds up. Okay, ceiling fans, oh, we replaced all the lights in here, now we got to buy light bulbs for all the new fixtures. Just little things, and the holding times, and what it actually takes. Does it slow down? Are you doing it during a period where it's raining a lot and you got a lot of outside work, so then you keep getting delayed? Or is it mainly interior? There's just so many facets to look at when you really doing a deep dive into your deal.
When we analyze a deal, we have to think about even when we buy it, depending on the time of the year, for tax purpose. Correct. So there's so many things that are little, but it can increase or decrease in so many ways. Even the whole holding cost on the project, because sometimes it's not really the right time to put on the market. And if you're finished right at that time, but then the house stays on the market much longer.
I mean, that's exactly where we're at in the market today. You can still do a lot of fix and flips, and they're still successful. Just be prepared to hold it twice as long as you did before.
Yes, and we got spoiled there for for how long? About a year and a half.
About a year and a half, almost 2 years before projects were even finished, people would come in and buy them from you.
And you're like, oh my God, this is the candy store. This is awesome. And now we're like, wait, what happened? Bring my candy back. So, making sure you buy it right, regardless of what the economy is telling you.
Correct.
You have to follow the format. And how do you know how to follow the format? How did you learn?
Like I said in the beginning, I really didn't have any experience, so I really relied on Phil and Shanoa and the inner circle meetings to talk to other investors and really learn and educate myself through the platform, and really getting to know and actually learn how to analyze deals, and going out with other experienced investors and just buying them lunch and having conversations with them and going to look at their projects.
Yeah, and I feel like when I think I graduate, another something on the marketing or another deal or a different area that I'm not as familiar come in and hit me back. So I feel like I will never graduate. I will never know enough, because as we talked to Phil and Shanoa, when I go in and I brainstorm what deal that I think I got all the homework done, and then Shanoa comes in and snaps something like, how I did not think about that.
Right.
And then Phil is right there as well. So the amount of knowledge that those two have and the power team that we have in our network is endless. Because when you think you got it all, that you're not leaving anything on the table, you go brainstorm with someone a little bit more seasoned, or with even just a point of view different, it makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason we're successful because we have the right training, we have the right power team, and we have the right network.
Yeah, I
And
totally agree.